Today lesson is a pre-intermediate lesson and it is unit 3. And in this unit, we are going to learn, I think, speaking about news, past simple and past continuous for the grammar, and adverbs. But before all, we have a starter. What is the past simple of these verbs? Which are regular, which are irregular? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 verbs. The verb leave, can you write in the chat? Past simple and is it regular or irregular? The verb to leave, what is its past simple? In the chat, please. So is it regular or irregular, Asma?
Irregular.
Irregular. What is the regular verb? What is it? Irregular. Yes, Sharafuddin, that's correct. What is it regular?
A regular verb is a verb that doesn't change in the past and the past participle.
Thank you. Can you give me an example, Asma? Now.
The verb to walk.
Okay, so walk, look in the chat. Its past participle and its past simple is
walked.
Yeah, correct. Walked. Okay, and this is regular because it has ed. Regular means it finished with ed. You just add ed. Can you read what I am writing in the chat, Aisha? Can you read?
No. Oh yes, no. The past simple and past participle of regular verb by adding id to the stem.
Sorry, that's a mistake of mine. It's not id, it's ed. Okay, sorry, it's ed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
ed. Okay, ed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Wanted. Ed. Okay.
Yeah, walked, and wanted. So now the verb take. What is the past simple of take?
Took.
Yes. Thank you. Become. Past simple of become.
Became.
Good. Became. Past simple of begin.
Began.
How do we write this? Spell it, please.
B-E-G-A-N.
Yeah, it's began. That's correct. The past simple of go.
Went.
Yes.
Went.
Yeah. The past simple of do.
Did.
Yes,
Did.
correct. The past simple of think.
Thought.
Correct. The past simple of meet.
Met.
Correct. The past simple of walk, we did it. Arrive. Past simple of arrive.
Arrived.
Yes, that's regular verb.
Yeah.
The past simple of explain.
Explained.
Explained.
Okay. Past simple of end, to finish.
Ended.
Ended.
Correct. Past simple of want, we did it, wanted. Past simple of decide. Decided. Thank you. Okay. So we have past simple and past continuous. What about the past continuous, guys? Can we do the same for past continuous of these verbs? Past continuous.
Which verb?
The verb leave. Past continuous of leave.
Was living or were living.
Yes. Past, not. Say this again. I didn't hear you.
The past continuous of the verb to live. I was living.
Yes, I was living. Can you say it with all the subject? You, he, she.
I was living. You were living.
Okay.
He, it was living. We were living. You were living, and they were living.
Okay, good. So the rule is always subject, I am writing, subject plus was or were according to the subject actually. Then you have stem and then you have ing. So here is the rule. For example, leave. Okay, leave, you will say living, but it depends. If it's I and she and he and it, as Asma said, and she and he, it's leaving, was leaving. And if it's you or they, it's were, not was, leaving. Okay, now we will do for take.
I was taking.
I was taking, you.
You was.
You were. You
You
was.
were taken.
Was.
You
You
were.
were.
Yeah, you were taken. Yes, she, he, it was taken.
Was taken. Yeah.
Okay.
They were.
Okay, excellent. They were taken. Yes, we will do a last one, which is go. How do we say?
Was going.
I was
I
going.
was going. Yeah, I was going to the school. You
You
Were.
were.
Where?
were going.
You are going.
Yeah. She, he, and it was going, and they were going.
Going.
This is very easy actually because there is a rule, so nothing to worry about. Just apply the rule and it is it. Okay, walking the Amazon. We have a text which is called Walking the Amazon. Amazing journey ends after 6,000 miles. I would like you to listen. It's a listening actually, and fill in the gap. So you need a paper and a pen, or if you have your phone, you need your notebook on your phone. Actually, on my phone, I have notebook. If you can manage to write on your phone, otherwise you need a paper and a pen. Please bring a paper and a pen because we will write the missing words in the gaps. We have a map. So do you know any country in the map? Can you identify any country? What are the countries in the map?
Yes, in the map here, there is Colombia,
Yeah.
Colombia, Peru,
Brazil,
Brazil. Okay. Is this
yeah.
Europe? Is this Europe?
No, this is
No,
America.
South America.
Yes, this is America and this is South America.
South America.
Okay. All right. So do you see the red line? The red line?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the journey. This is the journey that is going to be walked. And this is what we are going to read about. Let me just find the listening, read and complete the text with verbs from starter in the past simple. So in this text, you need to write verbs. There are missing verbs. You will listen, and I hope you can find at least most of them.
Unit 3, tape script 3.1. Walking the Amazon. Amazing journey ends after 6,000 miles. Ed Stafford became the first man in history to walk the length of the Amazon River from the source to the sea. He walked for 860 days. The journey began in April 2008 when Ed left the town of Camana on the Pacific coast of Peru. It ended in August 2010 when he arrived in Maruda on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. He went through 3 countries, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. The journey took nearly 2.5 years. I did it for the adventure, says Ed.
Okay, if it was challenging, I can restart the listening. Do you want to listen again? Second time?
Listen
Yeah.
again.
Yes,
Listen
if
again,
you
please.
want. Yes.
Right, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Unit 3, tape script 3.1. Walking the Amazon. Amazing journey ends after 6,000 miles. Ed Stafford became the first man in history to walk the length of the Amazon River from the source to the sea. He walked for 860 days. The journey began in April 2008 when Ed left the town of Camana on the Pacific coast of Peru. It ended in August 2010 when he arrived in Maruda on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. He went through 3 countries, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. The journey took nearly 2.5 years. I did it for the adventure, says Ed.
Okay, so before starting asking you about the verbs, what was the starting point for this journey? Where did he start it from?
Camana.
Camana was the starting point, and to where? What was the final destination?
Maruda.
Maruda.
Yeah. Okay. How many countries he went through? How many
3
countries?
countries. 3 countries.
Yeah. Can you say them?
Peru, Colombia,
Colombia
and Brazil.
That's correct. That's correct. What is special? Why are we reading about this? What is special? Why are we reading about Ed Stafford?
I don't understand the question.
So this text is about Ed Stafford. Why is
Yes.
it? Why are we reading about him? What did he do? Like something extraordinary. It is in the first sentence. The answer is in the first sentence.
Because it's an amazing journey, and perhaps he was the first and the last man who made this journey.
Okay, that's correct. He was the first person who to walk the length of all Amazon or of the Amazon River. The first one.
Yeah.
I am not sure he was the last one. I can look this up, but at least the first one we are sure. Okay, now we fill in the gap. So who would like to read? Who would like to read with the verbs in? Aisha. The first sentence and the first verb. Did you find it?
He walked.
Yeah.
He walked for 160 days.
Okay. Okay. So can you read the whole paragraph starting from Ed Stafford?
Okay. Okay. Walking the Amazon. Amazing journey ends after 6,000 miles. Ed Stafford became the first man in history to walk the length of the Amazon River from the source to the sea.
Okay.
He he walked for 160 days.
Okay, thank you. That's correct. Now, Sharafuddin, the journey.
The journey began in April 2008 when Ed left the town of Camana on the Pacific coast of Peru. It ended in August 2010 when he arrived in Maruda on the Atlantic coast of Brazil.
Yes, Sharafuddin, when he arrived, not, so there are three pronunciation for the last ed, for the final ed of past simple, and this one is the, not id, arrived. Say it
Arrived,
again.
yes.
Not arrived, not arrived, arrived.
Arrived. When he
Yes.
arrived, okay, when he arrived in Maruda.
Thank you. That was good. On the Atlantic coast of Brazil. Asmau, can you go for the last paragraph?
Yes. He went through 3 countries: Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. The journey took nearly 2.5 years. I did it for the adventure, says Ed.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. I did it for the adventure, he said. Thank you, guys. It was good. We have number 3 questions. How far? So you have information. This is, I know, a bit challenging, but it's pre-intermediate level. So for example, if I put the question, how far, and I put Ed walk, we need to make a sentence. This sentence can be, how far did he walk? Or did Ed walk? Because Ed is the short for Edward Stafford. So how far is to ask about the distance. I know that there is a bit challenging understanding of how long, how far, and how long is about the length, and how far is about the distance, how far. So for example, there are 2 neighbors. So I am going to ask Asmau and, for example, Sharafuddin live in the same neighborhood. I will ask Asmau, how far do you live from Sharafuddin? I am not going to say how long. I'm going to say how far. It means, what is the distance? What is the distance in kilometer between you and Sharafuddin? And she's going to say, I live 2 kilometers far. In the answer, I need to hear the word far. I live 2 kilometers away. You can say away or far. 2 kilometers away. Let me write this in the chat. How far, to ask about distance. Okay. How far is the moon from Earth? Okay, how far is the moon from Earth? The moon is blah, blah, blah kilometers away from, or far. Okay, guys. Now we have another, we need to make question or statement with when journey begin. When journey begin. What can be the question?
When did the journey begin?
Thank you. Okay, can you write this in the chat, Asmao, for the others? Can you write it?
Yes. Yeah.
When did the journey begin? Correct. Okay, number 3, Sharafuddin, can you do this? Where journey ended?
Where did the journey end?
Yes, correct. Where did it end? So Asma said when. If I ask with when, the answer needs to be a time, a period. So when did the journey start, begin or start? The journey started in April 2008 because I asked with when, date, April 2008. But Sharafuddin question was with where. It's not date, it's place. So when I say where did the journey end, so can you answer your question, Sharafuddin? Where did it end?
The journey ended on Maruda, on the Atlantic coast of Brazil.
That's correct. It ended in Maruda on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. That's the difference between when and where. Where for place, when for date. Let me write this. Where to ask about places, and when to ask about date. Okay. Then we have which countries and go through. What question can we come with from that? Which countries go through?
Which countries did he go through?
Excellent. Can you write this in the chat, Asma, please? Which countries did he go through? Can you answer this question, Sharafuddin?
Yes, what was the word, the verb?
Go. Which countries did he go through?
He was going.
No,
from,
he went.
He went.
He went.
Yes, he went. Yes, it was in the past.
Yes, because she asked with did.
Okay, all right. Okay, it was in the past. So we must answer in the past.
Yes, the question was in the past simple. The answer should be in the past simple.
Exactly.
Okay.
He went from Peru.
Yeah, to Maruda.
To Maruda.
Yes, we can say like this, or we can also say he went through 3 countries, because the question was which countries did he go through? À travers, through.
Okay,
so
okay.
Yeah. So he went through 3 countries, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's
okay.
it. Okay. Now the 5th question is how long? How long journey take? How can we say this?
How did the journey?
How long?
How long did the journey
take?
Yes, that's correct. How long? Let me write this in the chat. How long
did
the journey
take?
Yes. Now this question, how long, it's not about distance. How long? How long to ask about? What is it? Why do we use it? To ask about what, guys? What do you think?
The duration.
Yes, the duration. About the duration. Excellent. So if you have how long, it needs to be in terms of months, years, weeks, time. So for example, how long have you been studying English? Sharafuddin, how long have you been studying English?
That mean how long? That mean the duration?
Yes.
For 3 months.
Thank you. I have been studying English for 3 months. Okay. Aisha, how long have you been studying English?
6 months.
Okay. 6 months. I have been studying English for 6 months. Asmao.
I have been studying English for 1 year.
Okay. If I have to answer this, I have been studying English for the duration of me studying and practicing English was since primary school. So it's that long. It's about duration. And the answer is, how long did the journey take? The journey took nearly 2.5 years. 2.5 years. So why and do it? What is the question? The last one. Why, blah, blah, do it? So Sharafuddin, can you try the last question? Why?
Yes.
Why did you do it?
Yeah, why did he do it? Exactly, Aisha. Why?
What did he do it?
Yes, why did he do it? So here there is, look in the chat. Here there is sometimes some confusion with the student, did, do, did and do in the same sentence. Usually when we ask a question with a past simple, we always use did, so subject, that's important, subject plus did plus infinitive. So for example, plus infinitive, plus question mark. For example, walk, why did he walk? Eat, why did he eat? Play, why did he play? But, so for example, why did he walk, play, eat, etc. However, etc. However, here you have do. So your main verb is do. When you make a question, you are obliged to write why did he plus the infinitive, which is do. So for do as a verb, it will be why did he plus the verb
do it.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
So it will be why did he do it? So here I just wanted to highlight that the first did is not a verb. The first did is an auxiliary, and the second do is the verb. The main verb is do. Did is not a verb. It's an auxiliary to ask a question. Thank you guys.
Okay.